Hello, everyone. Do you want to have time and motivation for yourself? Are you feeling overwhelmed by the expectations of work, family, and friends? Then you are not alone, because there is always one person we can rely on, and that's ourselves. In a society where we are made to feel that we need to invest in making everyone else happy, we forget the most basic thing: self-investment. At times, we are stripped of the motivation to take care of ourselves because we have been told that the most important thing in life is to put others around us first. But remember, for everything around you to thrive, you will first need to invest time in yourself too. In this shift of focus onto yourself, we will concentrate on the core reason as to how looking after your own needs can benefit you and everyone around you as well. I ask you to listen to these final words carefully, for I'm about to say something that is probably going to disturb the very core of your beliefs. But listen to me well, because hearing me is the first step that might set you free. Focus on yourself. Do not confuse it with selfishness or egotism. It is a prerequisite for becoming the person you have always dreamed of being. Let me first tell you a story. David was an aspiring businessman that I met a couple of years ago. He was always on the run, in what seemed like the never-ending hustle and bustle. He would work longer hours to provide better services to the company because he believed hard work was the key to running a successful business, not only for himself, but for the company as well. We all thought the same, didn't we? It was only after his mind became foggy, his health started plummeting, and every last ounce of his creativity vanished that he realized the company was more than just working hard. His relationships began crumbling one after another. At some point, David reached a breaking point. He was in his office, stressed out, tired, and even considered resigning. His staff depended on him. More work was requested by his customers. His family required him. He was scattered in so many different directions, but he felt like he had nothing left to give. Everyone was asking so much of him that it felt impossible. Then something quite remarkable happened. David was able to resolve this with a former coach who experienced some of the same problems. His mentor didn't provide him with any more business strategies or guidance on handling clients. No, the mentor said, "David, if you want to go far, then the first person that you have to take care of is you. You don't give from an empty cup." David received this information as a brutal surprise. It was perplexing for him at first because he was quite sure he was on the right path. But his mentor stressed that actually getting ahead in life isn't about being in a perpetual state of busyness, but rather about being internally well, loving oneself, and being in harmony. David's focus shifted once he made up his mind to change, invest in himself while setting personal boundaries, personal space, and also exercising regularly with a good diet. He simultaneously took care of his emotional and mental states. This eventually led to a realization that pouring all of one's energy into everything and everyone else aside from oneself causes a plethora of negatives. David, in turn, realized it was probably this precise reason why things started to change for him once he addressed all the areas he hadn't previously secured in his life. The darkest point in life wasn't that bad after all, David reminisced, and considering everything worked out well as soon as he adopted this train of thought, everything suddenly began to come together. This message resonates with a wider audience. Why? There would always be a part to this story where one would constantly proclaim that the answer to every question was to focus on oneself. And the answer to that is most definitely yes. In 2025, the one thing that will become essential is to focus on yourself, and the idea resonates well when put in the context of life. Everyone needs outsiders to fulfill certain roles, especially when it comes to motivation. But what if you did not need to look upon someone else to remind you of your worth or your abilities? Improving self-esteem allows someone to work within themselves and enables them to attain their goals. To unlock one's true potential, it is necessary to tap back into one's very own strength and energy, rather than just skimming the surface of what life has to offer. More recently, the world around us is changing frequently, and it has been changing over the course of our lives. Gone are the days when we were relaxed. Those were good times, but now the world is more competitive. And with that competitiveness comes immense pressure to do something, to achieve, and to maintain being productive. Unfortunately, in this race to success, we lose focus on our needs. And while running towards the goal, we forget to pay attention to the most important part, which is ourselves. It has started to become a goal in our society to cater to everyone but ourselves. And even if it is in an attempt to make a difference, it simply ignores basic human needs. But the thing is, unless you are mentally and physically able to tend to your own needs, you will find it extremely difficult to grow as an individual. Everything you build up will deteriorate, and without a doubt, you are bound to feel overworked, distant, and disconnected from your ambitions. Let me share with you powerful strategies that you can adopt to completely shift your life. This will help you know. To begin with, you need to realize that time and energy are the two most important resources that you possess. Neither time nor energy can be acquired by purchasing. The energy you wield and the time at your disposal are all you possess, and a failure to prioritize will wear you down. Evaluate the consumption of your energy to assess where your time is being wasted. Are you allocating it to people and things that suck the life out of you, or rather to those that propel personal growth? Limit your allowance to activities that do not serve your best self and begin to, yes, say no more. Treat your time, mental space, and energy as though they were your greatest assets, because they are. Second, self-compassion is something that you should begin exercising. In reality, we are frequently our own biggest challengers. We hold ourselves to stringent standards that ask for more than anyone else would, including flawless performance, consistent improvement, and a feeling of shame when time is taken to relax. But if one wishes to improve, he or she should permit themselves to be normal, to err, to gain knowledge, to take breaks. Not having complete comprehension of everything is totally acceptable. If there is a time when respite is warranted, that is fine as well. Be gentle with yourself. Bestow upon yourself the care and comprehension of what you would do for someone you love. There's a profound realization made once one learns to love and self-accept themselves. It is the realization that there's no area in their life that cannot be changed. Thirdly, put your resources into your bodily well-being. This may be too mundane, but we tend to put our bodies on the back burner for the sake of finishing tasks. We spend extra hours at the workplace, don't eat meals on time or even at all, and go to great lengths to exceed expectations. The truth is, though, that your body is the chariot that moves you through this world, and it's of no use to your best if you aren't able to preserve it. Plainly keep exercising, eat healthily, and sleep plenty. By looking after your physical well-being, you'll be able to concentrate better, have more power, and will be able to endure more and more and more. In the next step, it is essential that you form a habit of mindfulness. With a barrage of distractions bombarding us, it is easy to lose track of ourselves. There is a lot of white noise, such as to-do lists, notifications, demands for our attention, and more. Mindfulness is, however, effective in understanding oneself. It helps in being in the moment, hearing and processing your voice, in finding balance in the chaos. Try and incorporate journaling or meditation into your daily activities and make mindfulness a daily goal. The more you deal with yourself, the better you will be able to deal with the world around you. Last but not least, do not forget to work on your self-development. Strive to learn more, to grow, to become the best version of yourself. Do it through books, seminars, skills, mentors. Choose the way that appeals to you and work towards becoming the person that you had always dreamt about. The returns from the investment are frequent. When you invest in yourself, you increase the chances for the success in every aspect of life. And as you grow personally, all the areas of your life will be transformed too: work, family, money, health, etc. So, keeping in mind everything that we have discussed today, I want to give you this advice. Remember that concentrating on yourself is not a vice. That is the basis on which everything else in your life is put together. By concentrating on yourself, you become better, stronger, and more powerful. You no longer need to seek approval of the world outside you, and most importantly, you will start to be empowered to approve yourself. The self you have is worth investing in. When you take the time to do so, everything else will come together. You simply become your greatest asset once this is accomplished. Now just breathe slowly and visualize your next intention and goal. Do you have a specific type of motivation and willpower that you can concentrate on today? What is a minor change of head, body, or spirit investment you can make? Simply begin there and prepare to witness a spectacular shift in your life. Self-love is not selfish. Learning to love yourself is often regarded as narcissism, but in fact, it is a strong way of improving yourself and growing. When you love and single out yourself, you become a more self-sufficient person, which also empowers you to give more to others rather than take from them. The kind of love we are talking about here is not selfish. If you learn to love and take care of yourself, you will have the attitude and strength needed to live life with more meaning and impact. Saying no is also important. Centering yourself is to be self-aware and understand that you need to set and enforce certain boundaries that protect your mental, emotional, and physical well-being. Without boundaries, you can easily start focusing on others' needs and forget about your own. You begin to grow the moment you understand that no is sometimes as important as yes to yourself, your health, your dreams, and your passions as well. Paying attention to your needs, What you want and where your limitations are helps guide and shape the life you build in accordance to who you really are. Focusing on oneself translates into real change. Growth is sometimes associated with altering the fundamental structure of an individual, their values, health, passions, or even their goals. This kind of transformation is one of the most rewarding, and even though it is believed that such an interaction with the self activates the true potential of a person, it is not entirely accurate either. The same individual is able to overcome the biggest obstacles in her life as well. Such mindset fosters a proactive approach as opposed to being defensive against external influences. Such thinking enables decision-making which is in sync with one's aspirations and results in contentment and achievement in life. Lastly, the point of turning the focus exclusively on yourself is not to be self-centered. Rather, the objective is to improve yourself first so that you can serve others better. It is about understanding that everything hinges on oneself first. The minute people are able to regroup their mind, body, and soul, there are limitless options available to them. You will be on the right track in being inspired, having fun, and wanting to succeed in life. To put it differently, instead of feeling good about yourself for small achievements, climb Everest and see the world from the top. Until and unless one has the gamble to make sacrifices and wage war within themselves and against the world around them, escape the imitation of success which is donned by the multitude, reach new depths while fighting the constant urge to stop and bask in your momentous victories throughout your journey. Every day begin by asking yourself this: am I good enough? If yes, then be fearless and pursue the goals and ambitions which will only make you into a better version of yourself. The world is full of broken people which can only be mended by the strongest version of yourself, so don't hold back. Value your precious time because only you have the power to break the chains invisibly confining your soul.